Auction time. We're going to start with the biggest item first. This is a medium flat rate box full of heat treat. Now this is the heat treat from the video, okay? It fills up like a little bit more, or about halfway, okay, in this box. I tried to weigh it this morning, but I don't have access to the bathroom scale. We have some guests, and so that part of the house has the bathroom scale. I didn't want to disturb them, so I don't know how much it weighs. It's at least 10 pounds, right? But I showed these flakes. I removed all the little tiny flakes, and these are various sizes. Okay? Various sizes, various churches. They're all Central Texas churches. All right, some of these are kind of clunky. Some of these are thin enough and big enough to easily make arrow points. There's a few that you could make that little dart point from. Some of them did get some exposure on video, and I was trying to nap them down a little bit. But anyway, this is all the heat treat I have left from that batch that I just heat treated at 400 degrees. Okay, 400 degrees for 4 hours. Some of it's, dicey. Some of it is really good. Okay, so there's too much in here to go through each one individually. You get semi-translucent ones, you get all different types. Like this can be translucent when very thin. This one's very translucent. There's not much snap in half chert in here. I got a separate box of that stuff. I think this is the snap in half stuff here, but there's not much of it in this batch. This is some of it also. This is all like Edwards Plateau and Pedernales and maybe a little bit of Fort Hood. There's some gravel cherts, like bull gravel in here. All these various types. This is the snap in half stuff. This is a larger piece. Looks kind of clear. Yeah. Might be able to do that little dart point from that one. Just to give you an idea on size. That would be a good idea, huh? Alright, let's see. This is probably the longest one in here. It's a 4 1/4. They're all about between 2 and 3 inches. These smaller ones. Yeah. So yeah, there's at least 10 pounds in here, I would say. But I'm gonna weigh it later when I'm able to get to that scale. And if I can't get to the scale, I'll just buy a scale. I need one for this amount of weight anyway. All right, so that was 2V01. Okay, I forgot to mention that at the beginning. Okay, V02 is the dacite Arrowhead with the attempts as well. Okay. A complete little dacite Arrowhead. This one is 1 3/8 long. Yeah. I don't know, that's like a 5/16. It's more than a half an inch. 9/16. No, it's 5/8. Yeah. Just out of curiosity. Six, 18, 16 grains. And they did make them this size, okay? So if you think that's pretty lightweight, they made them even smaller than that back in the day. This is not an unreasonable size. Now, I don't have the broken off pieces from these. I lost the actual little pieces. So bid accordingly if you wanted the complete thing. You know, super glue it back together or whatever. I don't have the other pieces. Yeah, I don't know what happened. In the shuffle, I lost them. All right. Next, we have 2V03. This is a box of bifaces and brokes and bifaces. These are all heat treats from the batch, the last batch I did. Some of these are nasty and dicey. Some of these are really good. I tried to thin them down, take off the nasty parts. This one's a little dicey, but the material itself is easy to knap. I don't think there's much in here that has major issues. There are some issues, you know, differences in consistencies. This is a nice piece. It looks like, yeah, glossed up really good. Again, heat treat to 400 degrees. Central Texas Church, and I including little flakes that got removed from these bifaces that I did, so you can play around with the little flakes. Yeah, like this biface here, that's where these flakes come off of. It's a high quality chert, and it's even higher quality heat treat. It's not easy to knap raw, but it's consistent, right? In a raw state, you can make good knife blades and stuff out of it, but if you want to make little arrowheads or intricate serrations or notches, it's best to heat treat. All right, so all of these will be in this box, obviously. I try not to include curved items. Some of these are broke. I broke this one on video. It's very disappointing. Yeah. Some of these are more translucent than others. I was working on this on video. I remember this one. I don't know about some of these other ones. This one was on video, I think, but I skinned off a lot of the bad stuff, incipient bulbs and stuff that were in this. I might have done the whole thing on video. I don't know. And little flakes. Let me dump out this box. I don't want that in there. Alright, so clean box. Little flakes. Alright, so I'm pretty sure this will all fit in there. I'll get them in there. I'll wrap them so they don't jiggle around in there and get all messed up. I wrap the pieces individually or in groups of 3 or 4. Now let's see, 2V04. This one is the dacite blade and some dacite spalls mixed in. I can get them all in this box pretty easily. 7 3/8 by 2 1/2. Okay, had trouble in the middle. I had trouble with this one just because it's kind of steppy. Yep. And preliminary sharpening all the way around. You can get a little bit more persnickety and pick off a lot of those deltas and stuff and get a finer edge if you want. And 3 spalls that came off of that big old spall. Sub-spalls. These are sub-spalls, I guess. Alright. Alright. Gotta be careful. You don't want them bumping up against each other. Alright. V05 box of Georgetown flakes. I just threw these in here. I may trim off some of these sharp edges, these real thin edges. These are all kind of curved. All right, so bid accordingly. These are not all flat like I usually try to include only flat ones like this, but in this batch I'm running a little bit low on flakes. This is the last batch of Georgetown flakes I can send out, probably. I'll try to knock off the really delicate, unusable edges because it's pretty full. All right, if I knock off some of the really delicate edges, I can get more. I can get them in here, so it's flat, so it's not bulging. You know what I mean? The post office doesn't like these to be overfilled, but I think you get the idea on these. These are high quality Georgetown flakes. Yes, high quality stuff. I'm giving away my good stuff, but these are curved. Okay, a lot of these are curved. I usually don't send out curved ones, but in this case, I'm going to for this particular box. Okay? All right. V06. This is all the same chert. This is all the snap and half chert. Heat treated. Okay? It's all heat treated. It gets very translucent when thin. I knocked some of these down to bifacial looking things on video, and some of these I didn't. Some of these I did not show. Well, in fact, most of these flakes I did not show on video. I chose ones that were as flat as possible. This one, where did this come off from? Yeah, this one is in the preliminary stages. This was an overshot. Is it going to do it? It's not going to do it. But anyway, that's where this came from. This was the overshot flake from this particular piece. Heat treated. It's all heat treated. Okay, so you can have fun with this stuff. I got a bunch more of this. I had someone ask me if this is similar to Belton shirt, and it's not that all that similar. It's better. It's better than the Belton stuff. There's dark pieces of Belton shirt that are similar to this, and it naps about the same when heat treated. Yeah, this is much tougher to nap when raw than the Belton, but easier to nap when heat treated than the heat treated Belton. in my opinion. You got to be careful because it's still snap in half chert. So when you're napping it, you got to tiptoe. But it's fun to nap, especially for pressure flaking. You can run long flakes. All right. And I think this will all fit also, although it's a little bit over full. I think I can get them all in there. All right, so that's it for today's auction. Unfortunately, I don't have much ready for this particular auction, and it might be the same for next week because I'm going out of town again. But I'm coming back. All right. Rules. Auction ends 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. Bid in the comments section. I will pre-populate the comments with the item numbers and a timestamp that you can hit the timestamp and go to the item in the video instead of watching the whole video again or trying to search for it by, moving the little dot on the bottom of the YouTube screen to get to where your item is. You just hit the timestamp that I'm going to provide. Try not to bid at the last minute. I'm using YouTube's time tracker. YouTube's time tracker is kind of messed up. It doesn't accurately portray the time that you bid in many cases. Most cases it's fine. It'll show accurately when you bid. But in some cases, it'll show you too late. And I won't count your bid. So try not to bid at the last minute. If you do, just be aware that YouTube's time tracker is not always correct. I'm using YouTube's time tracker because everybody sees it. Now, yeah, you can say that, well, everyone sees it, but they see different times sometimes. Yeah, I know. It's about 2 minutes off. So it's not too bad. But, ultimately I have the discretion to choose whoever I want. But I try to be as fair as possible. Not everyone sees the correct times. Not everyone sees the comments. Not everyone sees all the bids. So YouTube's comment section is not really set up for this, but it works well enough for these auctions. Okay. Shipping is free in the U.S. International shipping is not free. I'll add $10 for a first class package. I'll add $20 for a small flat rate box or $40 for a medium flat rate. If you win, I'll add these on top of the shipping for shipping. It's usually free, but internationally not free. I will provide tracking numbers. I will like your comment if I see it. All right, that's important. If you're bidding, not everyone sees your comments, and sometimes I don't see the comments. But if I do, I'll put a like. If you don't get a like on your comment or your bid, start to worry a little bit that maybe I'm not seeing it. After an hour or two or something like that, if I still don't like it, send me an email, jackcrafty2@gmail.com. Jackcrafty, the number 2, @gmail.com. It's in my YouTube about. If you go to the about on my channel, you can see my email address. And there's also a better description of the auction in the description box. I will announce the winners in the comments section at the end of the auction. All right, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern time. It's actually 9:01, but I wait that last minute to see if all the bids have come in before 9:01. All right, so that's it. If you have questions about the auctions and stuff, you can send me an email, or you can look at previous auctions to see what's going on. It's not too hard to pick up. There's plenty of time between now and the time that it ends. There's several hours in there. You can be looking and experimenting and watching, and you can see the bids come up, the comments come up. It shouldn't be too difficult for the new guys. There's a lot of people who have bid in previous auctions that know exactly what's going on. So just watch those guys. All right? Hope you guys had a nice weekend, and good luck.